And let's see if we can do this again. I messed up yesterday and forgot to download it. Oops. Or upload it? Download it? Upload it. Whatever it is when you put it on YouTube's. Yeah. Whatever.
A revolution is knocking on Gotham's door. When this whole thing starts, make sure you're on the right side.
Mr. Wayne, thank you for opening your house to us. Together, we will change Gotham. Harvey Dent, Gotham's next mayor, and eager to know you.
Vicky Vale, not interested, and reporter for the Gotham Gazette. Carmine Falcone? Is the Dent campaign soliciting votes from Gotham's biggest crime family?
Your father knew which hands to shake.
Don't you know not to corner a wild animal? It's dangerous. I bet.
This is Selina.
How many?
I'd have to count the pieces. Falcone's calling card.
The chemicals. Where are they? We're all being played here, including you. Ah, Christ almighty! It's the Waynes. Well, the Waynes are the biggest gangsters in Gotham.
Ooh, so menacing.
You don't have to do this.
Only you now, Master Bruce.
I thought I might find you here. The news was upsetting for both of us. But you should see this. I know you come here for solitude, Bruce. More allegations about his ties to the underworld. This isn't going away. It's also public and messy.
People are throwing stones at my family, Alfred. I need to understand why.
It's my family, too. Don't forget that. I've been dreading this day for nearly 2 decades. I hoped it would never come.
Forget the papers. I want to hear it from you.
The truth is, they were billionaires, Bruce. You can't amass that kind of wealth without making certain moral compromises. It's just not possible. That kind of money taints you.
You kept their secrets for them.
I'm trying to help you understand.
Then try harder!
Hill greased the wheels of politics. Falcone was the muscle. Thomas legitimized the whole enterprise with his name. Your father, Hamilton Hill, and Falcone, they were partners. Nothing happened in Gotham without them knowing.
Falcone, the papers, they were telling the truth. Everyone knew about this but me.
I know it's a lot to take in. I want you to know I had my suitcases ready. I couldn't stand to be around your father anymore. But then they were killed, and you were all alone. And I just couldn't walk out the door. Everything I did, everything I've ever done, was out of love for you. I hope you can forgive me.
How could I hold this against you? You're all I've got, Alfred.
Thank you. I won't let you down again. This is the first time I've been back here since that night. When the police called me to collect you, I thought they'd finally arrested your father. I couldn't believe a low-life thug like Joe Chill would have the audacity to rob and kill Thomas Wayne. He was simply too well known. Too big. Yet, there it was.
Wouldn't Chill just run when he recognized him?
Well, it's a fair assumption.
But he didn't.
You always said it was a simple mugging. In 20 years, you've never wavered from that story.
I can recall every moment of that night in vivid detail. But maybe that's wrong.
Sometimes we block out things we don't want to face.
Maybe there was some detail I overlooked.
Here we go.
I want him standing here, right now.
And what would the Batman do with his own parents' killer? The possibilities are frightening.
I take him to jail, just like any other criminal.
But he's not just any criminal, is he? He was stabbed to death in prison. No one mourns for Joe Chill, Bruce.
He just wanted to protect us.
He thought he was invincible. Sadly, he was mistaken.
Well, it's just too bad he wasn't honest as well.
He had his flaws, yes. But you more than anyone should be able to appreciate that he was a complicated man.
I love that movie. Saw it countless times at that theater. How long did it play there?
Only when you wanted to see it, Bruce. Your mother arranged the special screenings personally.
I never knew that. She was always so good to me.
Where exactly does the memory end?
With my father pleading, "You don't have to do this." And the gunfires.
And after that? There are considerable gaps in that recollection.
Maybe. Do I really want to know?
Stay back!
Take whatever you want.
Nothing personal, just business. He told me you had it coming.
You don't have to do this.
That can't be good.
No, Falcone. He's making a mistake.
Always with the pearl necklace.
Bruce, are you all right?
It wasn't a mug. They were assassinated. And Carmine Falcone knows why.
Here we go.
Getting you in to see Falcone like this? I don't have to tell you how many rules we're breaking. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm always here for you, but this could land us both in hot water. I pulled all the strings I had with the lieutenant. This better not come back to bite us.
Look, I get that, Harv, okay? And it means a lot to me.
I know it does, Bruce. It doesn't make it any easier. The last time we brushed shoulders with Falcone, the press made us pay. At least tell me what this is about. Look, I'm all for blind support.
This is a personal matter, Harvey.
Fine, don't tell me. But I hope none of this comes back to bite us. I don't want headlines taking away from my debate with Hill.
Dent, Mr. Wayne, welcome to the GCPD.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Now, ordinarily, we'd never let you in to see Falcone, but it must be nice to have a DA in your pocket, Mr. Wayne. Bend the rules whenever you need it.
One hand washes the other, Lieutenant.
Is that how it works?
Of course. Otherwise, everyone has dirty hands.
What he means is, We'll repay the favor in kind.
I'm gonna call you on that.
Nice job bringing in Falcone. Yeah, that son of a bitch better not get off again.
He's not getting off the hook, Renee. Not this time.
Mr. Wayne, Sergeant Renee Montoya. I just wanted to say, some of us police support you, despite what the media is saying.
Thanks, Sergeant.
We're keeping Falcone in the infirmary. He's lucky he didn't get roughed up more. I could tell Batman wanted to kill him, but he held back. He cares about doing the right thing.
Well, whoever he is behind that mask, I say Gotham's lucky to have him.
Yeah, it's great to know he's out there watching over the city.
All right, Falcone's inside. Just say what you gotta say. We'll be out here.
Children's of Arkham.
The hell? Bruce Wayne? You must have some clout. My own wife can't get in to see me. Good thing I'll be out of here in a week.
You look like you tangled with the wrong guy.
This is nothing. You should have seen me before I became boss. I'd show up all beat to hell. Your father had sewn me back together. Yeah, that's right. Tommy and I were close. More than friends. More like cousins.
Until you sent Joe Chill to kill him.
Ah, so that's what this is really about, eh? The pup digging up a 20-year-old killer.
2 killings, and they were never forgotten.
You and me, we're practically family. I thought you'd have figured that out by now. Hey, I tried to get through to your dense party. Maybe I should have spelled it out.
We are not family, Falcone. I'm nothing like you.
If you're anything like Thomas Wayne, then we're not so different. Your father, Hill, and me, we ran this city. Still do. God damn this pain. Can't think through it. Morphine's on the side there. Be a good boy and help Uncle Carmine out, huh?
Wow. What a douche. I wanted to stab him in the face.
40 years I keep my veins clean of any of that gunk. But you never forget the tender kiss. It'd be so easy to give me the whole vial, wouldn't it? Enough there to put an old dog down forever. Of course, you'd never know the whole story. How much of your parents do you have in you? What kind of son did Thomas Wayne make?
I'm not a murderer.
No, you're not. That's why you were kept in the dark. Much better, kid. Thank you. Gesture like that reminds me of your mother. Your father may have been the doctor, but Martha, she had the human touch. Think you got more of her in you, tell the truth. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't know. You took her from me when I was 9 years old.
What, you really think I hired Chill? Sure. I worked with Joe Chill from time to time. Put a button on someone, he'd take him out. But I never ordered that hit on your parents.
So who did?
You can't trust anyone in Gotham. Least of all those you call friend. Your parents learned that.
They're waiting for you in hell! bastard had to die.
Hands in the air! Stand down! Get a doctor! Secure this floor! No one gets in or out! Go! Go!
Well, didn't get no answers there.
We are in deep shit.
Huh.
I bought us some time, but not much. Word's gonna get out, sooner or later. Why would she do something like this? We had Gotham's biggest crime lord in our grasp. This close. We were this close.
I don't know. I hardly recognized her when she burst in. She was so different from the woman we met in the hall.
It's a disgrace. Another officer gone rogue.
It just doesn't make any sense. She'd never do anything to hurt the department.
Falcone's case meant justice for 1,000 unnamed victims. And now it is a PR disaster. How can I run against corruption when our own cops are redecorating the precinct with their prisoners' brains? Listen, we gotta get out in front of this. We gotta spin it as best we can. Issue a statement saying that we have the shooter in custody. Details are still coming in and that we're investigating. The usual.
Slow down, Harvey. We need the facts first.
The simple fact is she walked in and shot him.
Then we need the complex facts, like how and why.
Lieutenant, Mr. District Attorney, Falcone's lawyers are here.
Oh, Christ. I can delay them for a little while, but we still need answers.
Tell me if she says anything. I have to know why she did this.
Alfred, Falcone's been murdered.
Good God.
I'm looking into it, but I'll need access to the back computer for anything I find.
Connection secured.
Alfred, I'm gonna try and confirm some suspicions of mine.
Cursor time. Is there anything around here? This there? Alright, let's try this.
Fresh injection site. That doesn't look like blood. Her veins, still visible beneath her skin. Alfred, I think I found the substance. Analyze and forward me the result.
Of course. I'll be in touch as soon as I have the results.
Where am I? Mr. Wayne? What's going on? Oh, but I got this awful feeling something terrible happened. Everything is such a blur.
Easy, easy, Sergeant. Gordon and I are gonna get you through this.
Through this? Oh, God. Falcone. What have I done?
I believe you were drugged, Sergeant.
It would explain a lot. Listen, you have to believe me. I talk big about hurting thugs like Falcone, but I would never, never betray the lieutenant. Everything is so foggy. I remember a sharp pain.
There's an injection site on your neck.
Then I just felt light, like I could do whatever I wanted. No guilt, no consequence. There was a voice in my ear insisting Falcone was gonna get off. And all I knew was that I had to stop that. I had to, no matter what. The reasons why I should've, They were a million miles away. One thing stood out. I remember a hand on my arm, guiding me like a parent with a child. The voice, it was saying something about revolution.
Cobblepot said something similar.
I'm so sorry, Lieutenant. I've let you down.
We stalled Falcone's lawyers for now, but they'll be back. So how is she? Did she tell you anything?
Yeah, hey, don't worry about that now.
I found evidence that she was drugged. A fresh injection site on her neck.
I was out of my mind, Lieutenant. Please believe me.
Hey, I do. Of course I do. Hey, get forensics in here. Now!
She remembers a voice saying something about revolution.
That's not much to go on.
Now, if you're bringing forensics in, let's get Bruce out.
Alfred, I gotta get back to the manor. I've got a lead on whoever's behind this.
Bruce!
Oh, crap.
What are you doing here? My friends in the GCPD have been telling stories about some kind of lockdown?
I'm sorry, Vicky. I don't have time.
Don't brush me off. Word is there were shots fired near where Falcone was being held. Know anything about that? I mean, you must have been back there when it happened.
Where did you get that?
So it's true?
No, I didn't say that.
Word is you turned over enough dirt on Falcone to put him in Blackgate Prison for life. A day after he showed up at your house. And now you're here. You can't afford to be associated with another scandal. I can keep your name out of whatever we print, but you need to give me something I can use. Who fired the shots? A cop? I can tell by the way you're brushing me off that something happened.
You're fishing. You don't have anything. Now if you'll excuse me.
You should talk to me, Bruce. This is coming out whether you stonewall me or not.
Either Cobblepot drugged Montoya himself or someone else is using his revolutionary rhetoric. Either way, I need to find him. Let's put our drones in the air and start a search. I'll run a trace on his cell. In the meantime, we have to find out what we can do about this drug.
The computer's been analyzing the chemicals from Montoya's bloodstream.
Throw that up on the monitor. The residue I scanned on Montoya is similar to the nerve agent I found at the docks. Let's see what we got.
It's ironic that Falcone died at the hands of someone drugged with his chemicals. Who'd have guessed that's how he'd meet his maker? Prone in his sickbed, surrounded by police who were ordered to protect him.
Falcone got off easy by getting killed. He deserved much worse.
Whoever did this was judge, jury, and executioner. No one should act as all three. I hope he told you something before he was killed. What did you learn from him?
Practically family, he said.
Family? Funny, I don't recall any Sunday dinners with the mob.
It wasn't Falcone who called the hit.
Yes, well, I suppose that makes sense. Your father, Hill, and Falcone would have balanced each other out.
Computers pinpointed reference points on the two compounds. The men at the docks were doused with the base chemicals. The reaction was messy. They were out of control. This refined drug is like a weapon. It only took a small injection to strip Montoya of her moral filters and make her act on her base impulses.
Yeah, that can't be good. Random people killing shit.
Both compounds seem stable, but they're quick to fall apart. Whoever processed it knew what they were doing.
What could the creators of such a drug possibly have in mind? Fighting your wars is one thing, but drugging others to fight them for you... Oh.
As far as I know, Montoya is still an isolated case.
Your drones are in position to triangulate Cobblepot's location.
Okay, let's do this.
Find her now! Send a strong message.
Which way was it? Over here? No, I think it was over here. Oh, maybe it was over there. One was over here. Oh, that's not. It's over down here. What? That was down there.
Bring me her head!
What if I change it every time you play it then? Yeah, they must. Huh, not in the same place.
There, there you go. Be alright. Alright.
The Skyline Club. Jesus, didn't even wait for Falcone's body to get cold, did you, Oz?
Going to speak with him, Bruce?
Bruce Wayne already tried talking with Cobblepot. It's time he met the Batman.
Yeah. Let's meet the Batman. Here we go.
Come on, I know there's gotta be more around here. The man probably had millions in his sock drawer alone.
If Falcone finds out I helped you, he'll kill me.
Your boss won't be doing much of anything! Ever again.
You lot, come check out this office.
We're in.
I don't know! Please!
Names. You can help me, or...
Let him go.
Batman! It's about time. You kill a crime boss, you'd expect a word of thanks from Gotham's #1 vigilante. Oh, don't worry, I'll pass your gratitude on to those who made it happen.
You used an innocent cop to do your dirty work. I know how you've been using the drugs you stole at the docks. Where are they?
Is this about Falcone? We all saw how you felt about Falcone. Pounded him into a pulp on live TV. If you were truly the defender of this city, you'd have finished the job yourself. Admit it, Falcone deserved to die. Vermin like Falcone, they deserve to be stomped out. Believe me, I know.
You don't decide who lives and who dies. That's not justice.
But it's bloody well satisfying, isn't it? As a show of good faith, I'm gonna let this one go. How's about we talk this through? We helped you with Falcone. Now, if we could just cut out the rest of the rot, like Wayne and Hill, ordinary folks might be able to breathe.
What is it about this place that attracts criminal scum like you? What does Bruce Wayne have to do with this?
Pretty Boy's got himself a fat bank account, thanks to his parents. Only problem is, they took that money from people that couldn't fight back. Here's the thing. I actually admire you, Batman. We both want the same kinds of things. Me and my people, we've got big plans for Gotham.
They found Catwoman. What do you want with her?
We had a deal. She didn't make good on it. So sorry this didn't work out, mate. I'd stay to watch. I would, but I still got a Catwoman problem to deal with. Oh, what's her name again?
Selina.
Yes! Oh, beautiful name.
I hit the button. What the fuck? I hit the button. What kind of game shit is that? Oh my god, this thing is slow.
Gonna have to try harder than this.
Alfred, track down Selina Kyle.
I'll find her right away.
All right.
A new twist in the race for the mayor's office as Harvey Dent backer Bruce Wayne comes under fire for alleged corruption. Joining me live is Mayor Hamilton Hill. Mr. Mayor, you said earlier today that in light of the allegations against him, Bruce Wayne should distance himself from Dent, but that was unlikely to happen. Why?
He strikes me as, well, the jealous sort. Very possessive of his toys.
Better keep a low profile.
In here?
You lost? Because I don't have time for tourists.
Huh.
Looks like you walked into the wrong bar.
Do you know Selina Kyle? There are men after her.
Uh-huh. When aren't there?
Well, these ones are trying to kill her.
Hey, don't I know you? It is you. Knew it.
The cops take all your fancy clothes? Are you trying to lay low? Of course, you're not really the low-lying type.
Nice to meet you.
Frank. Yeah. Funny seeing you here. So much in the papers. Whole other thing, meeting the man in real life. You're shorter than I thought you would be.
Leave him alone, Frank. Man's just trying to have a quiet drink.
You didn't seem to mind the company. Whatever.
Different line of talk. That's kind of funny. Why look like two zombies on the
Selina, I need to tell you something important.
Better be an apology.
Wow.
You were supposed to take care of our mutual problem. Instead, you just pissed him off.
I'm sorry things went down the way they did, but I have information. The man who hired you, his name is Oswald Cobblepot.
Never heard of him.
He goes by Penguin.
Penguin? Shit. You've got to be kidding me. You should have just killed me on that rooftop. I'm dead anyway. When you screw someone over, you really screw them. The Penguin.
It's not my fault that you're in this, Selina, but I can help you out of it. Tell me what you know about Penguin.
I only know him by reputation. I'm surprised you never heard of him. He's a big deal across the pond. He's more dangerous than you think.
I've seen his rap sheet. Just a string of petty crimes, nothing major.
So he's good at covering his tracks. No one gets to his level without knowing how to keep a low profile. Besides, you really think there's another guy going by Penguin? The question is, why Gotham? Why now? It's not like he's hurting for crime syndicates abroad. Why leave that?
He thinks he's changing the world for the better, no matter the cost.
Well, he's no Joan of Arc, that's for sure. Well, I'm not sticking around here to find out.
Oswald, Penguin is about to unleash God knows what on the city. You can't just leave.
A good reason not to be here when he does. You want to stay? That's your choice.
Whatever Penguin is planning, innocent people will end up in the line of fire.
Innocence. Not me. Bruce, sweetie, the gallant knight thing, it really is adorable. But what would Harvey think? The two of us, working together? After all, I'm not really an all work and no play kind of girl. Harvey knows that.
Keep Harvey out of this. The less he knows, the safer he'll be.
I'm sure his safety is your paramount concern. You and I...
Please, don't wreck my bar.
Well, Bruce, you were right.
Selina Kyle, Penguin says hello. Beat it. We're here for her. If you care about your own skin, you'll get the hell out.
She's with me. I think you need to leave.
Not done yet.
let's give it to him.
Wrong combo. Oops.
You fight pretty good. For such a pretty boy. Come on, this way.
Quick, check the alleyway.
You see anything?
Negative. Let's check the other side.
Are we alone?
Yeah, we're alone.
Let's get out of here. I'll take the rooftops. You take the alley.
Wait. Yes or no, will you help me stop Penguin?
I'm gonna say maybe, but only because he's trying to kill me.
Pretty good reason to say yes.
You shouldn't trust me, you know.
Alfred, I'm uploading the contents of a smartphone to the back computer. Check to see if there's anything on the phone we can use.
Processing it now. Is everything all right? There are quite a few police cars convening on your location.
It's fine. Has the back computer found anything yet?
Bruce, there are a number of messages here, all from Mayor Hill.
Mayor Hill?
The last voicemail is his. Listen to this.
I gave you everything I have on Wayne. I've held up my end of the bargain, and I expect you to do the same.
This is very shady indeed. Whatever they're talking about, it doesn't sound good.
Hill is setting me up. Penguin's gonna take a shot at me. If Hill's talking to Penguin, he must know something. It's time I paid him a visit.
I agree. The mayor must have answers, but if I may offer a word of advice. People look up to Batman after how you handled Falcone. Terrorizing the mayor could damage that goodwill. Then again, Batman's methods would certainly get him talking immediately. Bruce would have to depend on his guile to loosen Hill's lips.
Going as Bruce is the smart choice.
Sorry, the mayor's busy. Do you have an appointment?
The mayor's doing debate prep. He really can't be disturbed right now.
I was really hoping you'd be able to help me out. Who knows, maybe I could return the favor one day.
It seems you do have an appointment, Mr. Wayne. Silly me.
Okay.
Bruce Wayne? Finally, you've come to see me. Of course, only after your name's been dragged through the mud. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to see you. But you're a day late and a great many dollars short.
This isn't a social call, Hill. I'm here for answers.
Well, well, straight to business. And I was going to have Deborah make you a martini. Your father and I, we took this city and made it ours. Falcone too, rest his soul. We built everything we have. You were born with it. A young man like you wouldn't understand what it takes to rise to the top.
Oh, I understand. Very well.
I gave you everything I have on Wayne. I've held up my end of the bargain, and I expect you to do the same. Sounds like me.
It is you.
So, what's your point? I take it you have one. Or are you just fond of my dulcet tones?
You're working with Oswald Cobblepot and his thugs.
Working with them? They're a bigger threat to order than those masked freaks. I'm in Cobblepot's crosshairs, same as you.
But you fed them dirt on me.
Only the files I seized from Wayne Manor. Your father, Falcone, and I, we had ways of getting anything we wanted. How do you think your family got the land for Wayne Tower? Cobblepot wants retribution because we took his family's land. Oswald's family signed it over to us, along with the rest of their assets.
Even if that's true, it's no excuse for Cobblepot's crimes.
I quite agree. It doesn't hurt to understand your enemy's motives. There's so much more I could share, if only we were friends. I could help you deal with Penguin, let you in on some family history. But I'm caught in a dogfight for my political career, and my rival has bottomless pockets. Now, if that rival were to say, drop out, or his advertising spend were to dry up, I might have a lot more resources for helping a new friend.
Not a chance, Hill. I'm not cutting Harvey loose.
Well, you dropped on your head. When the mayor of Gotham extends a hand, you take it.
I don't need your hand. Not with your voice on tape.
You forget who you're talking to. I'm the man that says I never left such and such a message. And all the judges bow their heads and say, yes, sir. I'm the man who sends the police to your house to take your things, and I give them to whoever I please. You're nothing like your father. You'd never have the backbone to do what we did. I'm the heavyweight, Wayne, and you're punching above your weight. Get out of the ring before you get hurt.
I know exactly who I'm talking to. I'm the man who'd throw you over this rail without a second thought, and my lawyers make this whole thing disappear before you hit the ground.
If that voicemail makes it to the papers, or anywhere else I don't like, I'll turn my commissioner loose on your lieutenant for that fiasco down at the precinct.
Gordon?
And then I'll turn him on you and Dent for being there. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a debate to prep for. Get him out of here.
You know Harvey is going to embarrass you out there.
Dent's campaign is on its last legs. Tonight, it hits the canvas.
It's you who's going downhill, and you're not getting back up. Alfred, get a warning to Gordon. Tell him to increase security at the debate. Hill seems to think he's safe, but Penguin's still out there.
It's more fun with Batman.
I wonder what else is on here.
As per your request, Lieutenant Gordon has tripled security at the debate.
Thanks, Alfred.
It's a plan of the old Monarch Theater.
The auditorium where the debate's being held. I hacked into the image feeds from the security cameras at the auditorium.
Just to be safe.
Just to be safe.
Hills, details about your father. They must have been quite upsetting. I can't imagine how you must feel. To learn so much in so little time.
To be honest, Alfred, nothing can shock me anymore. Not when it comes to my parents.
I wish I felt the same way. But I suppose no good can come from wallowing. The city needs you now more than ever. I'll leave you to it then.
Gotham District Attorney Harvey Dent appears to be hitting some potholes on his path to the mayor's office. Despite the backing of billionaire Bruce Wayne, rumors persist that the candidate is having trouble paying his campaign staff and making ad buys. A Dent spokesperson said these rumors are nothing more than a smear tactic, perpetuated by the incumbent Mayor Hill's campaign.
In other news, nobody goes to Gotham's dive bars expecting a quiet night out, but police say a brawl tonight at the Stack Deck Bar in Otisburg was the rowdiest one in recent memory. Reports say multiple arrests were made, with all the suspects taken into custody while unconscious. Police are seeking an unidentified man and woman who were seen in conversation with the assailants shortly before the fight.
Gotham District Attorney Harvey Dent appears to be hitting some...
Wait a minute. The images on these cameras haven't changed. Something's wrong.
Penguin's men may have commandeered the cameras on their end. We could just be looking at
what they want us to see. Warn Gordon that he may have visitors. I have to get down there. Now.
Here we go.
Harvey needs to get out of there.
Hey, Bruce. Man, I'm glad you called. I needed to talk to you, actually. Something's come up. Something that's... what?
Harvey, listen to me. Your life is in danger.
Because of Penguin and his thugs?
Thanks, but there is an army of security here. They have me in some back room until the debate begins.
For my own protection, they said. A little bit of overkill, if you ask me.
It's not overkill, Harvey. It's a real...
Please. I need to
get this off my chest.
Look.
Bruce, I didn't want to do this over the phone, but...
My advisors are telling me that I need to...
that I need to...
distance myself from you. Until all this mess with your family blows over. There.
I get it. It's the smart move, but let's talk about that later.
I'm glad you see it that way.
What with the allegations in the press, and now this mess with Falcone, you're a
liability.
But here's the thing, Bruce.
Without your money...
I am dead in the water. I know this is a delicate topic, but I need you to keep me afloat.
I may have to trash you in public, but you and me, we'll know the truth about our friendship.
No matter what, we need a new mayor. Hill needs to be removed.
I
knew you'd see it that way.
Listen, I hate to push
you, but I need to know. Can I count on your money, Bruce?
Whatever it takes to save Gotham.
I'll always support you, Harvey.
Oh, thank you, Bruce. Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. To Gotham. I'm sorry, Bruce. The makeup person is here. Guess she needs to put on my face.
I hope you can still watch the debate somewhere. No matter what I have to say tonight, remember.
You are always my friend.
Harvey!
Batman. Yeah, all quiet so far.
I've got a feeling that's about to change.
I'm glad I took a chance on this collaboration of ours. Keep on doing what you're doing, and the rest of Gotham will start to see you like I do. A hero.
Hero is a lofty title. I hope I live up to it.
Could be tonight's the night to prove it.
We have bigger things to worry about right now. Your security has been compromised.
I've got patrols on every door.
You better check on them.
I'd keep that holstered if I were you.
What's she doing here? She was part of that robbery at the mayor's office.
Really? You're gonna drag out that dead horse?
The break-in isn't important. Protecting the debate is.
You should be thrilled. You're getting a twofer.
And double the trouble from the looks of it. This better not come back to bite me. Alpha Patrol, come in.
That, incident in the bar. Dead is its own kind of cage. I can't stand being in it. Not that I needed your help or anything, but you had my back. I thought I'd repay the favor. You know, like you scratch my back, I cut some people up.
This is no bar fight. They're coming with everything they have.
Good. That brawl barely had me break a sweat.
None of my men on the ground are responding.
Enough waiting. We're going in.
Alpha, do you read?
Now aren't you glad I'm here?
Well, you have a better shot than my SWAT team of getting in there quietly. We are seriously underfunded at the GCPD.
Sounds like a vote for Dent, Lieutenant.
Yawn.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our live debate for the next mayor of Gotham City. This is an important debate for these two candidates, incumbent Mayor Hamilton Hill and the challenger, Gotham District Attorney Harvey Dent. And it's also important for you, the citizens of Gotham, who will soon head to the polls to decide the future of your home, a city that's faced its share of hardships in recent years. Rising crime rates, income inequality, and yes, a masked vigilante loose on our streets. Candidates will tackle it all.
At least we know why they weren't responding.
Gordon, we found one of your patrols. They've been terminated.
Sorry, ladies and gents. As you might have guessed, there's been a change to tonight's program. First order of business, firing the moderator!
I hate to be a downer, but these hostages, I don't like their chances.
They just didn't have a head for the issues.
Casualties are inevitable. It's only a question of how many.
Inspiring. You really know how to pep a girl up.
You'll do. Get out here. Keep it quiet back there.
These guys are armed to the teeth.
We need a new moderator.
Come on, you.
You there! Yes! You! Thank you for volunteering.
Please, no.
Go on, then. Introduce the candidates. Stage fright, huh? All right, I'll get you started, but this is your show.
3 hostiles. Gotta take them out quietly.
On the left, hard of heart, soft in the gut, our down and dirty incumbent, Mayor Hill. And on the right, always smiling to your face, our despicable DA, Harvey Dent.
Bird mask guy. Whatever your name is.
Call me Penguin.
Yes, of course. Penguin, then. We will play your game. Just please, let these people go.
Play then, and we'll see. Coin toss. Heads goes first.
Heads.
Questions. Ask them questions.
Mr. Dent, the subject on everyone's mind is the new Wayne Mental Health Facility.
It's a much needed state-of-the-art mental health care hospital that will offer treatment for the most unfortunate of Gotham citizens.
I told you all the truth. I just still all missing rubbish. Save for the opening statements, Kellogg. Rule 1, talk when I say talk, shut your gob when I say shut your gob. Easy. Rule 2, scratching, biting and kicking each other are all encouraged. Rule 3, even if it hurts, it will work if you don't.
Maybe next time.
Keep your heads down. Make for the police line.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
My downtrodden brothers and sisters of Gotham, you have nothing to fear. We are the children of Arkham. We are here to end the masquerade and expose the corruption that ruined your city. For too long, men like your esteemed mayor have profited from the pain of innocence.
They knew this was too big for Oswald alone. Someone else is pulling the strings.
Smart. Let someone else do the dirty work.
Look into the hearts of these spineless creatures.
Go on, love. You know what to do.
Candidates, take off your masks. Show Gotham your truths. Tell them what you really think about the city you pretend to love.
Everybody in Gotham saw that moderator get shot on live TV. What's going on in there?
First off, we should incinerate the pool.
Do you have anything to say?
You really want to hear what I think? Gotham is flawed. Sure. That city is flaws that make it beautiful.
We're out of time, Batman. The press is going nuts with those two drunks on stage.
And what about
Roll the tape!
Subject 9.
I thought your father was dead.
Subject 9, Esther Cobblepot. You've been declared criminally insane and committed to Arkham indefinitely as a ward of the state.
Please, I'll sell you the land. Please don't do this.
You had your chance. You should have made the deal we offered you. Give her the drug.
Thomas, we're friends. Our boys play together.
You were warned, Esther. You know I always get what I want. Commence the procedure. Give her a dose she won't come back from.
Now you know. Now you will see.
Batman! You certainly know how to make an entrance.
Go!
Why don't you kick the crap out of him?
No! Please! I made amends!
You could never.
I took out Thomas Wayne. That was all him. He didn't know when to stop. I had him killed because of it.
That won't bring back my poor old mum. So this is for her.
Don't let you kill anyone else!
Wipe your turn, Dent! Where's your mate, Bruce Wayne? Your biggest supporter, and he didn't even turn up. Batman! The revolution's already started! It's too late to join!
I'm not here to join you. I'm here to crush you.
That's what I was afraid of.
Hold your fire, damn it!
Harvey.
Where's the maniac in the mask? We need paramedics over here, now!
Damn you. Weird penguin person.
City Hall is in chaos after Mayor Hamilton Hill was confirmed dead.
While several members of the Children of Arkham have been arrested, the Penguin is still at large.
Hi.
He won't be the same after this.
Meanwhile, the Wayne family scandal continued to escalate after the full list of Thomas Wayne's victims was released to the public.
Okay, that's an interesting ending.
Lawyers representing Bruce Wayne have no comment at this time.
We are the children of Arkham, and we have opened your eyes.
Okay. Uh-oh, here we go. Hey, I chose good that time. Damn, I really wanted to punch him in the face, though. Whoa. Yeah, I tried to get a kiss. Oh, yeah, I wanted myself. Damn it. Should have gone to Batman. I like it better. Whoa. I got that the same. Everybody say Selena. That makes me laugh. Huh, I did more positives this time. Cool.
Next time on Batman, the Telltale series.
You may have saved me, but this isn't over. You don't know these people, Bruce.
Authorities are scrambling. The so-called Children of Arkham have the city in a frenzy, but there's still no sign of their masked leader. With Hill and Falcone dead by their hands, the question on everyone's lips is, who's next?
China.
After that news about your father sending innocent people to Arkham, sounds like the whole city wants your head on a pike.
The Waynes have always run this company, but now they want to decide what your future at this company will be.
Do you really think Bruce Wayne is worth protecting?
Well, yeah, because he's me. I kind of have to protect him.
What do you want from me?
You know what I want.
Hey. That's Vicky.
No more hiding. Not for anyone.
But don't worry. Bruce Wayne's finally gonna get what's coming to him. Bruce! Bruce!
Okay. Nice promo for the comic books. Ooh, I'm so positive. You can play this with me if you download this crowd play thing. You can alter my choices. That's funky.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Batman Unmasked, your after show for Batman, the Telltale series. Now, normally, you'd come watch this episode after you beat whatever episode you just beat, and we'd all talk about it and talk about our decisions. Everybody go, oh, I can't believe that one. It'd be great. It'd be fun. But you haven't played it yet. Episode 1 isn't out. So instead, today, we're going to talk about how this Batman game came to be. So I'm Greg Miller from KindaFunny.com, and this is Tony Guerrero from Comic Vine and GameSpot. How are you, Tony?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Good. Now you're here because you know a lot about Batman. You like the comics.
I do. Yeah.
Did you? Who is Batman?
Batman. Can I say?
Yeah.
Is this a spoiler?
Well, I don't know. Have they changed that in your game?
I don't know if it's a spoiler.
No, it's the same. Okay.
So Batman is Bruce Wayne.
Great. We'll see you back here for episode. No, everybody, don't worry about it. Sean O'Connor
Yes.
from Telltale Games, executive producer. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
You know, I'm pretty well. This is a nice set. You've done well for yourself.
We're excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Oh, he's excited.
And Tony as well.
No. Don't bring Tony into it if you don't have to. No, what are you guys bringing to Batman? You know what I mean? This is what, for me as a Batman fan, for Tony as a Batman fan, Batman's been done well before. Like, what were you excited for to come to and tackle on this project?
Yeah, I think this will be a Telltale Batman game, and I think there's been great Batman games before, and they've been really focused on action and skill, but we're bringing the drama and the detective work and some of these aspects that we do really well with our format. Like, we're going to be playing a lot of Bruce in our game, which is different than other Batman games, as well as a lot of Batman. And at certain points in our game, you get to choose whether you play as Bruce or Batman. So, you know, Telltale has a kind of a unique way, a story-driven game, and it's our take on Batman.
So then, Sean, what was the reaction in the studio like when people came in like, oh, we're going to work on a Batman game?
Oh, it was huge.
Yeah.
We have so many Batman fans here and so many comic fans, and yeah, the team is super excited. And even the people that are working on the other projects in the studio are super excited about Batman. And
was there trepidation? I mean, this is Batman. You know what I mean? You guys have had big properties before.
We don't shy away from a challenge, right? We're excited about it. We see so much that we can do that's different from what's been done before. So we think our take on Batman can be really unique and really entertaining to the fans.
Okay. So, Kevin, you're talking about Bruce, you're talking about Batman. How do you find that balance, and how does that look from a gameplay perspective?
Well, I think when we look at it, we look at your Batman no matter what suit you're wearing, whether you're wearing the bat suit or whether you're wearing the tuxedo as Bruce. So you're always Batman. Everything that can happen as Bruce can affect what happens as Batman and vice versa. So that was really kind of where we were grounded, this duality of always being Batman in every context.
Now, Tony, are they saying the right things? Because I'm a Batman fan like you, and it sounds like they're saying the right things.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, the only difference would be Batman is Bruce Wayne if there's other people around. But yeah, he is always Batman, because Bruce Wayne is more like the costume.
Right, Bruce Wayne's the mask,
yeah,
right?
Batman is who he is.
And I guess that's what's interesting about the game, and what I've seen when we went to E3 and I got to watch the demo. Nobody let me play. Jerks. Is the fact that, you know, we get to be in the mind of Batman. And even when we are Bruce, it's then that question of, do I want to talk to Falcone and do I want to be a jerk about it? Or do I want to try to be the aloof playboy? Do I want to look weak? Do I want to start letting that Bruce Wayne part, or the Batman part go out as Bruce Wayne? Sean, is that hard to balance? I feel like Telltale games are always like, all right, you got to be a good guy, or not a good guy or a bad guy, but you make decisions that then radiate out. And Batman is so interesting. There's usually a core to what Batman is.
So is it difficult? Sure. But all of our games are difficult to make and make really well, and make those choices really matter, and make sure that the inner relationships you have with the other characters are all really meaningful and deep. So yeah, there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, but it's actually really fun to.
Oh, oops.
do and go, okay, we can be, kind of the Caped Crusader Batman or more the Dark Knight, more brutal Batman, and you can make those choices of how you want to go and how you want to play.
And that's what was fascinating about that E3 demo, is the fact that having the first glance at the game and what Episode 1 was going to be, seeing those pop up, where I think it's a conversation with Catwoman on the rooftop, where she's like,
okay, I gotta had that 4 something, I think. 437 if I'm not mistaken.
interesting. There's usually a core to what Batman is.
So is it difficult? Sure. But all of our games are difficult to make and make really well, and make those choices really matter, and make sure that the inner relationships you have with the other characters are all really meaningful and deep. So yeah, there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, but it's actually really fun to do and go, okay, we can be, kind of the Caped Crusader Batman or more the Dark Knight, more brutal Batman, and you can make those choices of how you want to go and how you want to play.
And that's what was fascinating about that E3 demo, is the fact that having the first glance at the game and what Episode 1 was going to be, seeing those pop up, where I think it's a conversation with Catwoman on the rooftop, where she's like, well, why do you do this? And the choices pop up, and it's like, well, I want to be the hero, or I need to instill fear, and all. And right there was the first time of like,
or
oh,
Gotham needs me. Yeah.
Exactly. Because this is, correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin, your own Batman, your own universe. You're playing, this is all your own universe thing.
Yeah, that's one of the great things, is Batman has a 75 years of history, and there's been all these different takes in the comics and movies and television on what the Batman universe is like. There isn't really an official canon, like one true Batman. Sure. So we're making our own version of Batman, and it starts at a very familiar place where people are going to identify like all the common Batman elements, but it definitely does not finish there. It evolves in a very unique to Telltale way.
He becomes Superman.
He becomes Superman. Absolutely.
Tony, for you, here we are, pre-Episode 1. Mm-hmm. What does Batman need to be? When you think of Batman, what do you think of in terms of this is what the character is?
Well, I mean, they always say Batman can take on anyone. He's a brilliant man. He's a great fighter, but it's all about his mind. He's has contingency plans, and he's the world's greatest detective. So he needs to be able to take on any situation, be prepared, and dive in there. So I'm fascinated about the idea of delving into the decision-making of Batman, and hopefully I can make the right decisions that Batman would make.
Well, that's the whole thing, and that's what's so weird about it, right, is that I felt like in previous Telltale games, right, Michonne in particular, where when I was playing it, I felt like I knew that character, so I knew the choices I was making. This is the canon choice of how it should be. But with Batman, it is like, more than ever, the branching paths, and if I want to be the Dark Knight, if I want to be the really brutal Batman, I can do that. But if I want to be, the more, I'm in the gray suit with the blue top, I'm here and I'm going to be nicer and chum and all this different stuff. That's fascinating. That's what I'm interested about and how it's going to all play out. But then talk a little bit more then, I guess, about the fact of how it mutates, how Bruce's decisions affect Batman's and vice versa.
I'll talk Batman first. So Batman, how you act as Batman, if you're really brutal, the city kind of turns against you. So our game is early on in Batman's career. It's not, 10 years in. It's
ballpark
1 or 2 years,
okay,
3 years, somewhere like that.
He hasn't had 15 Robins yet.
Right.
Gotcha.
Exactly. He has had 0 Robins at this point. So Gotham's still not sure how to react to this masked vigilante.
Sure.
And so depending on how you act, Gotham acts different. And so depending on how you act as Bruce with Falcone, like you said, that we showed in the E3 demo, or with Harvey Dent or some of the other characters that we have, that impacts how Gotham perceives Bruce as well. It all kind of ties together in some very cool and meaningful ways that I don't want to spoil.
Is it interesting to jump in and be able to have your own Harvey Dent and have your own Selena Kyle? Because that was the thing I was taking away from it, is the fact that I feel whenever we talk about Batman as a property, as 75 years of history, you talk about the Rogues Gallery, and you talk about all this, his partners in crime and all these different things. To come out and see the way Harvey interacts with Bruce, and then to see the way Catwoman and Batman get to there's something familiar about it with like Batman, Catwoman, and then with Harvey there was something grounded and not, if that makes sense. Like,
well, it's exactly what Kevin said, is we start in a very familiar place. So if you're familiar with Batman, which I would assume most people are that are picking this
if you're
up.
watching this, hey, what's up, Batman nerd?
You probably are. We start in a relatively familiar place, and so with characters that you know, and we establish
Batman
that,
nerd.
but then it kind of goes where you take it. So it really depends on how you play it, how you play with those characters, how you interact with them, how you treat them, in where those characters go and where the season goes.
Based on Batman's decisions and Bruce's decisions, is it possible that maybe somebody we think would become a villain this way won't become a villain at all? Is that too leading of a question?
Yeah, I think there's definitely space where who the villains are in our series emerges from gameplay. So you may choose to do something that keeps Harvey, kind of leans into the good side of Harvey, but at the expense of your relationship with Vicky and things like that. Kind of in a Telltale game, there's no right or wrong answer to stuff. You're just making a mess of yourself the whole time.
There's just different consequences.
So then,
sometimes good, sometimes bad.
I mean, my question for you guys was then, how did you sell DC on letting you do that? You know, I mean, like, when I think of DC, I think of them protecting their characters and like protecting their toy box. Are they getting better about that?
They're fantastic to work with.
Yeah.
So the way we've kind of approached is we've thought of what we want to do, and we go talk with them, meet with them, and they're really open to us building our own Batman story and not just adapting something that's out there. So we're not trying to adapt any Batman story that's out there. We're building our own Batman story and our own Bruce story. And so they're really open to that. And they are super excited about some of the stuff that we're doing. They're like, I can't believe nobody's thought of that before. They've actually said it to us. I'm like, 75 years, nobody's done what you guys are doing. So there's some really cool stuff that's going to be surprises in there.
Tony, does that surprise you?
Yeah, like it's family.
You keep an eye on the comic book industry. I feel like being a DC fanboy for my entire
No,
life.
I mean, it makes sense that
Marvel
I could see them being very protective, and and there should be certain ground rules. I'm a strong, I believe Batman shouldn't kill.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs to, because the death of his parents that was his driving force. So he would hold all life sacred, even people like the Joker. So I think he's so skilled that he knows how to take down an opponent. The only problem is keeping them locked up.
Exactly.
That seems
Which
to be,
he can't do.
He cannot do that.
Yeah. Every time.
Somehow in Gotham that seems to be the challenge. Yeah, and they are very protective.
Oh, sure.
They're not just like, oh, do whatever you want, but they're very open to us telling our own story if it makes sense and fits within the overall construct.
So how did this conversation with DC about Batman start? Like, I think that's an interesting thing. You guys are Telltale, you make all sorts of crazy, amazing games, but did they approach you? Did you approach them?
Well, we started working on things like Wolf Among Us, our fables.
Yeah.
And that's where we got to know each other a little bit. And, Batman is the crown jewel. It's the one of the biggest things on the planet that we could work with.
Sure.
So it's a real privilege to be able to go and play there. It was a process of working on Wolf Among Us and seeing the kind of cool things that we could do with Wolf Among Us, and then talking about what was the next thing we wanted to do.
Did you have to, like, in a way, prove yourself to them? I mean, Wolf Among Us is your first foray out with them, and like, I remember, geez, that was years ago when you guys announced that. That was at that event downtown.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was I wouldn't say Wolf was like a test to see if we could do Batman.
Sure.
It wasn't like a prerequisite.
Okay.
But it was a big step in the evolution of the relationship of all the Batman games that have come before have been stellar. There's been really amazing games, and it's important that important to Warner that we make a really good Batman game.
Sure.
Obviously. So I think we've gotten to a really credible point in the relationship between both companies, and we're like, okay, let's go for it. Let's go for the brass ring. Let's do Batman.
You make a joke, about it's important to them that we don't make a bad Batman game or stuff, but that, in a way, I think, is what's awesome about where we are right now in 2016, is the fact that companies like DC and Warner Brothers take it seriously now, when in the past, maybe not DC or anybody, now they actually want to tell stories and they want to build universes.
Yeah, I mean, look at how good all the Batman games have been so far. And I think our game is a very different take. It offers players a very different way of exploring the Batman universe, but it's going to meets all the same quality that you expect from a Batman game, which is the bar is really high. They've done a really good job of picking partners and working really well with partners, and we're getting all that for us as well.
Sean, are you ready though? Because so many people are going to pick it up and be like there's going to be all the Telltale nerds like me, like this audience, that pick it up and like know what they're getting, right?
Yep.
But you're going to get a whole bunch of people who are coming over like, all right, why is there so much talking?
Yeah, you're exactly right, and I think that's we need to educate our audience of this is how this game is different from the Rocksteady games or any of the other Batman games that are out there, where this game is about playing as Bruce, playing as Batman. A lot of it is dialogue, and a lot of it is interpersonal relationships and the machinations of how that stuff changes as you act differently and behave differently, and how you deal with each of those characters in different situations. That's where the Telltale magic is, right?
Yeah.
So for us, and we've got action as well, and we've upgraded that stuff.
Yeah, you
new
saw
systems,
E3,
right? And it looks and plays really cool as well. But our game is not an action game. Our game is a narrative-based exploration into Batman and
some action?
Bruce Wayne, with action in there. And it's everything
that
you would expect if you understand that going in. So I think it's really cool. And for the Batman fan, there's really good action Batman games out there that we love, like Kevin said as well. This is another thing to kind of complete your collection that really gives you another side of it. And we're doing something really unique with Bruce, where there's been very little Bruce gameplay anywhere else. And we're a lot of Bruce.
Yeah,
we're a lot of Batman also, but
Sure.
But it's 50-50.
Well, that's what's so exciting. I mean, I don't know if you can talk about it as a comic book fan too, but as a comic book video game fan, is the fact that there can be different properties in the same, or there can be different games, I guess, in the same property, but it does get to come out and it's not doing the same thing.
And that's not what we wanted to make either, because it's not our strength. Our strength is what we do, and with the narrative and really those deep personal relationships and deep interactions there and how it changes.
Like, it's so much fun when you're Batman and you're interacting with Gordon. We come in as Bruce, and you are right there with Bruce. You know what happened while you were Batman. But Gordon thinks he's talking to an entirely different person
an
at
idiot.
this point. Yes, right?
The relationship's different.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, right?
And it's so much fun to sit there with Gordon as Bruce, and when you have the option to make little jabs at him, like that are kind of, you're in the know, you get this duality. You get the real Batman experience, which is Gordon is a completely different Gordon when you're in the suit than when you're Bruce. And you can have fun with that. It's a really rich space for us to play in.
Is there always just an option, though, just tell him you're Batman?
Yeah,
just
yeah.
tell him.
Just the
tell
I'm
him
Batman button.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I had no
Instead
idea.
of the silent option, we've just got I'm Batman.
Yeah. Game ends, credits roll, you're arrested on the scene. Done and done. Tony, why do you think Batman is as big as Batman is? I guess that he's so popular because he's the most relatable. He's just a human guy, and his only superpower is being Batman.
He trained as a kid. He trained himself.
Yeah.
And he made himself the ultimate fighter, the ultimate detective, and that's what he's dedicated his life to, is to prevent what happened to him as a child, that trauma. He doesn't want anyone else to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So you can't not like a guy that wants to do that. He's a good guy. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's a good guy. Why not give him a shot?
Sacrifice his life for everyone.
So then, for you guys, like, is that how you come at it? Like, did you have to interview people? Did you all come into a room and talk about what Batman is to you and how that would play out in this game?
Yeah. We all got around with people at Telltale and people outside of Telltale and really kind of dug into, like, because there's so many different takes on Batman. Which kind of Batman do we think is the most interesting and most compelling? And we definitely like everything you talked about, but we also like that Batman is this kind of dark, like there's a little bit of crazy in there. Like he's kind of broken.
Yeah, just a bit. If he's going to dress up as a bat and run around.
Exactly, and that makes even his friends, Alfred and everybody, a little nervous, and people are trying to look out for him while he's looking out for everybody else, and it's ultimately kind of a lonely space to be in. So he's super heroic, and he's got all of these skills, and he's really motivated. But there's also this dark, kind of broken side to him that affects everything about him, and we let you explore that.
Yeah.
Kind of the more emotional side
Jacked
of
up
that
as he is.
in our game, when that's one of the things that we do really well. So that's one of the things we really lean into our version of Batman.
I guess I'm gonna stick with you for a second, all right? Is that okay?
Sure.
Hold my hand for a second. You're the big cheese at Telltale.
Yes.
You've been around a long, long time. Long time.
Yes.
You're very old.
I am. Yes.
Shit.
They wheeled me in here for
out of the cryogenic sleep.
Yes.
You came here to talk about it. What year is it? A question for you would be: when you in the early days of Telltale, did you imagine this was a possibility that you'd be working on Batman?
oh, we always aspired to be able to work on things like Batman.
Sure.
I think it's pretty much like pinch me that we're actually working on Batman because it is so huge and it's such an important thing in popular culture. But this is always what we hoped to compete with. We wanted to entertain people in a really high-class way, the way that Batman has always done. You know, the best storytellers in the world work on Batman, and the fact that we've been invited in is awe-inspiring from something we started, you know, years and years ago.
Sure.
And it's been this steady march of kind of learning the craft of interactive storytelling to kind of earn a place where, like DC trust us to come into the Batman universe and make a product that competes with all the other games, all the other movies, and things like it's a high bar, and we've got all of our biggest guns pointed at it to make this incredible Batman experience, but it's still uniquely Telltale, and you know, it's pretty amazing from my perspective that we're here and we're actually doing this.
So we've talked. I keep bringing it back to like the beginning, but that's what we is since you haven't let me play the game yet. When you guys find out you're excited, it's Batman. Is every day, or was it one day of like you got to design your own Batsuit and make your own Batmobile and make your own Batcave, and like that's like the nerdy stuff that I would lose my mind to do.
Yeah.
Was it just moment after moment of like we're gonna do? Oh my, we can do this.
Every day's like that.
Yeah.
It continues like that. It's like, oh, we need to make a new gadget, and we can invent a new Bat gadget. It's like, what do we need? That's really cool.
Shark repellent.
Shark repellent is exactly what we came up with.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, great minds think alike.
It's you
so
know, the classics.
Things like that, or even things like, okay, we're working on a villain that's from canon. What do we want them to look like? Because we don't have to make them look exactly like they have in the past. We want to have nods to that, obviously, and so that you understand who it is. But we get to make our own unique take on them, which is really kind of fun and super interesting as well.
And it's not just the new stuff that we're inventing. I think it's the twists that we're able to put in, the unexpected stuff. Like I said, it starts at a very familiar place.
Yeah.
But the things that happen to relatively familiar characters over the course of the season, and that happen because of the way you play, are I don't think we've seen characters evolve in this way in any other aspect of Batman canon. So it ends. It's definitely its own unique lane.
You just tell me already. By the end of episode 1, do you feel I'm already seeing that results, that I'm seeing like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they've done this to that character?
Yeah, the character that's the problem is an unexpected character.
Alfred.
It's Alfred.
It's all Alfred.
Yes.
Good old Al.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Tony, as we get ready for episode 1 here, because this video is closing out soon, and then we go to cryogenic sleep till we get it. What do you want out of episode 1? Like, what do you want out of this Batman story?
See, one of the things that was like on my mind is like, you know, what characters, what other villains are we going to see? And because I would imagine you guys would kind of have to hold back, you know, for future chapters, future seasons, and all that. And so, you know, you want to see the popular characters, you know, but at the same time, you want enough time where everyone is fleshed out enough. Like, you know, I'd like to see Condiment King. And, you know, he's a character, he shoots ketchup.
I know Condiment King, yeah.
But,
I want to see Batman just really twisted on
at the
his
same
head.
time, you know, as much as you might want that, it's like, well, maybe that's not the best way to go.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more Joker or someone else. And
yeah.
Condiment King is featured prominently throughout
yeah. So what? So far, and I'm not even saying villains. We know Harvey Dent's in there. We know Catwoman's in there. Like we said, Falcone's in there. And that was like, that I love that exchange. Just to, not, you know, to give you too much props here. But like that was such a great part of the E3 demo was Bruce talking to him, and because that was the first moment where I was like, we're making decisions as Bruce Wayne, and how does that affect it, and how's it going to affect Batman? And when we get in there, and it's like, do you shake his hand in front of this room full of people?
Yep.
And it's such a small thing, but it's like, under no circumstance do I shake this guy's hand, but then I don't no longer look like this stupid playboy that I am.
Right.
And then I was like, man, it was really hard, I guess, for Christian Bale to act drunk in that scene. I never thought it would be, but here I am in these moments as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, those are the kind of things that I think are unique to the Telltale experience. Is you're standing in front of Falcone, you're not going to beat him up, you're not going to do anything. You're on stage, you're literally at this gala with people surrounding you, and he holds his hand out. And the press and everybody is watching Bruce do this, but you know, as the player, you're sharing that Bruce experience. You know that this is a bad guy you don't want to shake hands with.
Right.
You know what it would mean. And that's one of those classic Telltale things. What's the right choice there? And there isn't really a right choice. If you shake his hand, then now you're playing as the playboy, and it's not a big deal, and you're aloof and all of that. If you don't shake his hand, you're a badass, Bruce Wayne.
Suddenly you have a backbone.
You're giving him a message, and that influences the way he interacts with Bruce for the rest of the game. So you're on stage, you're faced with this, relatively simple scenario of, do you shake this gangster's hand? And that's a big deal in a Telltale game.
Now, I feel like the one thing we haven't talked about, which is weird because we're so deep into the show already, is your cast. You've done a great job of casting this in IMO. Of course, you've done the same thing that always happens where you fell into this Troy Baker trap. Once you let Troy Baker in one of your games, you get all of his cronies as Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey.
They're all fantastic, though. So how do you say no, right? They're fantastic. And so, yeah, we're super excited about the cast.
I'm assuming there were auditions and everything else, or did
Absolutely.
you guys know from the get-go?
No.
What did Troy bring to Batman that's why you wanted him?
I think it's a lot of what Troy brings to Batman and Bruce, right? Because it's two roles that he's got to play, not just one. I think he brings a real. First of all, the guy's just super talented, right? He's just great.
Too handsome too.
He's a little handsome, yeah. Anyway,
I'm just saying he has too much. Is all I'm saying.
You got me all.
I understand, Troy. You're talented. You also need to look good all the time. Amazing scarf collection. Good socks.
See, that I didn't know. Now, yeah.
Oh man! Next time he's up here, just drop it out of the blue. Hopefully you meet him, or you have him up here before this post. Be like, hey, I heard you like socks. Be like, oh yes, I do. Would you like to talk about them? And then he'll do that thing where he whips his hair back and be like, well, I was in Paris. And
everybody signed Troy up for Sock Club.
But no, so he comes into audition.
Yeah, and he brought just a real good understanding of what the character is, on both sides, Bruce and Batman. He just plays it really well. He gets kind of the brooding billionaire part. He gets the Dark Knight part. He gets the more gentle Caped Crusader part. So we can get all those different things that we need from him really easily. And he's a huge Batman fan, so obviously he knows a lot. He understands what we're doing, and he asks a lot of really great questions. When we say, hey, we want you to do this, he's like, that's different than Ken. We're like, yeah, this is what we're doing, and this is why this is cool. And he's like, oh, okay.
He's like, I refuse to do that. Yeah. Walks off set. That's not my Batman.
Maybe once or twice.
Yeah. Well, what I thought was interesting, talk to me about your Harvey Dent. Because when I'm friends with Travis Willingham, so I know him already as this big, hulking, lovable dude. Yeah. And then I'm playing the game and Harvey Dent shows up and that's exactly who it is. Is that how your Harvey Dent was always going to be, or did Travis influence that?
Well, I think Travis influenced it a little bit.
Yeah.
But we were always going with we wanted a big Harvey Dent because of where Harvey may or may not go.
Yeah.
Right?
Based on my decisions, Telltale, how you doing?
That's right. We thought it would be a cool evolution to have somebody that's a little bit bigger than Batman there. So that was part of it. Also, he just brings a real good kind of politician nature to Harvey. Because in the start of episode 1, Harvey's running for mayor. And so that's what that gala is that you played in the E3 demo, where it's a campaign thing. So he plays that role really well as the politician. So.
Sure. Laura Bailey, Catwoman, Selena Kyle.
Awesome.
Is there any reason? I don't think she's been in a million things. You watch it, she's Catwoman, nails it. But what I'm excited about you, Laura. Don't get me wrong. But then I like that you guys, for the first time, unless I'm wrong, which I rarely am, first time you're working with this Richard McGonagall.
I think it's our first time.
Yeah. He's so good as Falcone when he came
Falcone.
in. Yeah.
He is literally a comic book gangster, right?
Yeah.
So you want to portray kind of the fantastic kind of comic book nature of it, but then you want it to be a real character as well. I think all the parts here are it's this fine line between being realistic and dramatic, yet still being a fantastic kind of comic book universe.
Sure.
And it's really challenging for all the actors, particularly for Troy, because he's playing 2 different parts. And they're all really bringing their game to the part. They're really, really committed to finding that balance between the crazy comic book universe and grounded in some really good drama.
I was just wondering, do you have to pay Troy twice for playing 2 roles?
No,
we do not.
You should be his agent.
But we have to book him for a lot of hours because
he
he's got a
makes
ton
us
of
do
lines.
them in separate sessions, and he dresses differently each time. Which is,
Before we wrap up, any questions you have for these guys? Burning questions as the Batman fan. I'm super excited they're doing their own thing. They're taking Batman and making it. I'm excited for when we get off the beaten path, when it isn't just what we know.
Yeah, I think it's great to have earlier in his career. So he's not the ultimate Batman that can do anything. So because I'm assuming as I play the game, I may make some mistakes.
No, you?
I don't know, but
No.
so it would make sense if it's a younger Batman,
Right.
For that. I'm really curious, sort of decisions you make. You know, how drastically does it affect the game? Like, is there like I just played, this chapter. I need to replay it now. As a nice Batman versus brutal Batman is like a huge difference.
Yeah, so it's a typical Telltale game. So branching is a part of it, but it's not like there's going to be 100 different endings to it. It really is how you role play and how the relationships you make and the story, the narrative affects all of the characters. So everybody's plays kind of a very similar story, but it's really tailored to how you play. You're playing your own version of Batman and your own version of Bruce, and you're going to be developing different relationships with all the characters than I might or anybody who plays it, but you're going to be able to share the circumstances and talk about like that. Do you shake Falcone's hand or not? That's we can make different decisions there, but we get to talk about well, why did you do that? I would have never have done that.
And that's what we'll do on this show
Yeah.
when the episodes are out and you've played them.
Yep.
We'll talk about decisions.
That was always one of the things that I loved and hate, like in Walking Dead, where you make a decision, it's like, oh, if I should have made that other decision, and so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see.
So yeah, it would be, nobody wants a Batman game, or we don't want to deliver a Batman game that doesn't have Falcone in it. So it's not like your choice determines whether he's there or not.
Gotcha.
So your choice has to determine how he feels about being there and what his motivations are and why he's doing the things he's doing, and that's what you have influence over. But he's going to be in the story. He's going to be in everyone's story because it's a great Batman story. You have to have Falcone in it.
We want to open the floor to our audience for questions over here, for your spitting questions. Yes, sir. What's your name?
My name's Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, how's it going? And for the Telltale guys, we mentioned earlier we're looking at a really big Harvey Dent, physically large Two-Face. And we've seen this happen before in video games where basically there's a physically large, imposing character. Is that going to pose physical challenges Batman has to overcome? Is that just sort of a stature, posture thing? What are we looking at here?
Well, it depends. It's not necessarily Batman that has to overcome it. It might be somebody else. Maybe you have to interact in a different way there. But I think it will be both in just to be an imposing guy, but also definitely a physical presence later on. Again, hard to say things without spoiling.
Sure, and I understand that. But like when I was playing through the E3 demo and he walks up and gets introduced, my first thing was like, oh, he's a big guy.
He is a big dude.
If we go that way, that's going to be an interesting fight. That's going to be something different.
Having a big dude as a friend or a foe is interesting in different circumstances.
Exactly. Are there any other audience questions? Yes. What's your name, miss?
Blue Jay?
Blue Jay.
Yes. I think we've seen a lot of, in the E3 demo and in the pictures, we've seen a lot of Batman with his antagonists, as it were. But Batman has a history of working with people like Robin and Batwoman and Batgirl. Do we get to see any of those types of characters?
Yes, you may. Batman will absolutely work with some different characters, and they may be unexpected, which is cool. And you may get to choose some of that, too, of how much you want to work with different people.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it's a Telltale game, so you don't necessarily presume that everything that looks like an antagonist necessarily needs to be an antagonist in the way you play the game.
Okay.
And you may get to choose who you want to ally with in some different situations.
What do you guys want to say that I haven't asked?
This is just going to be a really cool Batman experience, you know?
Yeah.
It's something different and there's some cool twists in there and turns that you won't see coming.
Yeah, I just think we're super proud of this game. It's, I think, the best looking thing that Telltale's done, the best performing thing that Telltale's done from a technology point of view. It's got this great investigation mechanic in it. It's got all the role playing that we love. It's like it feels like Telltale firing on all cylinders, which is just a fantastic thing. It's a high watermark for us.
So, Sean, big question, when does it come out?
Right around the corner in August.
Oh, not long at all?
Nope.
All right, well, good. Well, you should probably get back to work and finish it off for me, all right?
I probably should.
All right, great. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Audience, thank you for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Remember, this is Batman Unmasked, your reaction show for Batman, the Telltale series. Remember, you go play episode 1.
Really, they haven't come out with it. No. I played episode 2. right, I'm done, guys. I'll be back in a little bit.